Have you simped?
No, I mean, I don't have a
At least,
so I can't really say I would do that.
all right. At least you haven't simped. Once you simp, there's no going back, dude. Hello, everyone. It has been a hot minute, but we are Shitposting Lads, episode 13. I am Skylar, joined as always by Tiger and Michael.
Hello.
Hey guys, Skylar said my name first this time.
Does that matter?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Whatever then. All right. As usual, how have you guys been? Who wants to go first?
You know what? I'll go first, Michael.
Sure,
Yeah, Michael,
I'll go
just
first. So recently, after the last episode, or after last time, I think episode like 7 or 8 or whatever, we talked about VTubers. In the last couple months, I've grown more and more addicted, and I'm cripplingly addicted to VTubers now.
Absolutely disgusting.
I just wanted to say about that I was actually a lot of the stuff that I talked about in that episode was like pretty correct, I feel like, and the growth has gotten to like I mean, they're still on the upward trend right now, but they're like getting bigger and bigger, and they're like even more so than I expected. One of the biggest right now, or like multiple VTubers or Hololivers have crossed like 1 million subs and all that kind of stuff.
Have you simped?
No, I mean,
right.
I don't have a
At least,
so I can't really say I would do that.
All right.
But...
At least you haven't simped. Once you simp, there's no going back, dude.
Yeah, it's like gotcha games.
Dude, it's like Dora the Explorer. Michael, no simping. Michael, no swimping.
Yeah. Other than that, school's about to end. Stuff's winding down. Not much else to say. Tiger can go.
Oh wait, actually, before we move on from this topic, I'm curious what Skylar has to say about this, because I know Skylar's an anime fan, but I'm curious what you think about Michael watching VTubers over anime.
I don't really care. To me, like, it's not... Obviously, they're different things, but they're, like, within the same umbrella of hobbies. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys both identify as, like, weebs, but there's been a new thing now.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a line from... I can't remember who it was. It was basically like, this is kind of like a slice of life anime that you can also participate in. And I was like, that's actually a really good way to put it, because I think that is the appeal of these
I don't think that like you can
VTubers?
participate in it is like the part that's appealing. I think like the amount of content, live content, and also like part of the appeal is that like it's hard to like anime is or like a lot of slice of life anime is just emulating real life, so it's generally better just to get the real life instead, like for slice of life specifically. Like, actually,
I just had a thought. Isn't it kind of like anime reality TV now? Or,
yeah,
like,
basically.
it kind of feels like that a little bit. Yeah.
Kind of.
Anime reality TV.
I haven't really gotten into VTubers. I don't know. I watched the Trash Taste episode with, what's her name, Mori or something?
Yeah.
And I've seen like a few Korone clips, and I see the memes going around, of course. But I personally have not had much of a desire to really consume their content. Like, I don't watch streamers in general. I just feel like it's a little... I don't know. It's not really my cup of tea, I think. I don't know. Like, actually, I watched the Life of Tyler one. That was hilarious. Have you guys seen the Life of Tyler one?
No,
or
but it was the
a day in
one
the Life
where...
of Tyler one or something?
What do you mean? Have you seen the Life of Tyler one?
It's like it's a YouTube video, yeah.
No, I have not.
It was his,
and I think it's a recording of his stream, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the funniest shit I had seen in a while. So you guys should totally check that out. I mean, not that it needs us to boost us. I think he's hilarious.
I guess I'm not that surprised, but
yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I don't think it's for everybody, but it is getting like a lot of attention right now, especially like on Twitter and like in the anime community. Like,
remember how Tiger was like, Crunchyroll should make their own like VTuber thing?
Mm-hmm.
They're getting bought now, so I don't think they're doing that anymore.
They can still do it.
I mean, they can still do it.
I doubt the higher up CEOs have that much foresight.
Well, anyways,
Who knows?
who knows? Who knows?
God knows.
Okay,
How he
I mean,
starts
Tiger,
playing in the
you can
background.
go. How's your
Well,
week?
nothing much has been going on. I'm done with this semester of school, so I'm like pretty much wrapped up. I'm my next term starts like late January, so I have a lot of time off. But other than that, there's not really much going on.
Yo, me too. I think my school starts like, well, I'm still in the middle of exams, but like 25th, I think, for mine is.
Damn, what the fuck?
So wait, so which day are you done with? Because Michael said he's done on you said Wednesday, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
done
next
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Well, that's when my last exam is. I technically still have assignments up to like the 20th, which kind of
Oh,
fucking
damn.
blows, but
Okay.
20th. Damn. Wow. Okay.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
which kind of blows. But
You guys still have longer
yeah.
off than me. I start school on the 4th.
Well, because our school canceled spring break, they like just
Yeah,
jammed it
yeah.
in front along with the thing, which, so like my university has like has two like drinking unofficial kind of like drinking holidays on campus, and the way the break is structured now, like they're gonna happen while everybody's on campus, which is probably a bad idea, but I don't know. According to the university, this event does not even exist, so
Yeah, I mean,
and like I don't know, like last year was the exception, but usually there are like casualties.
wait, really?
What?
Yeah, like actually, like people actually die.
Holy fuck.
So
Right.
That's pretty crazy.
I'm not that surprised. It's a massive school though, and then
yeah,
people
they just
drink
like they
pretty
just drink
recklessly.
and like yeah, and go crazy. But I
That's
think last
pretty
year was the
fucking
first time in a
crazy.
while that there were like no casualties. But yeah,
Actually, I'm curious about this. Would you rather be a stoner or like an alcoholic? Because I would rather be a stoner. I think
I have no idea.
in the U.S., not in where I am, but in the U.S.
would you rather? Hmm.
I mean, I don't really know what being a stoner really entails, so like,
And you were just like
Wait,
fucking
have-
smoking the whole day.
Yeah, have either of you smoked? Do you know what it's like to be high?
no,
No, but I'm saying like just the drawbacks of being a stoner or being an alcoholic. I don't think either is fun. So I'm mostly just talking about the drawbacks. You know.
I think I'd actually pick alcoholic.
Really? Shit.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just like stoners are just kind of zoned out all the time, and like,
Wait, and
well, okay.
alcoholics aren't.
yeah, but like, it's different.
like-
It's different. Like,
Yeah.
have you
it's
smoked?
different. Okay. No.
Like, if you smoke and then you'd be like, "Well, do you want to be like that forever?" I'd be like, nah. Like, it's a theme park, you know. You go and you visit, but you want to go home sometimes.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Then
I
again, you don't
haven't-
want to be perpetually drunk either. I don't know. It's tough. Like that is a tough question. Can I just be like normal?
Sure. I mean, it's only just like it's not a serious question. Anyways. Okay.
Okay. Skylar. I mean, I guess.
Wait, did Tiger talk already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. Pretty much.
Okay, nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Skylar gun range.
All right,
wrong with
sure,
that?
yeah. So I went to a gun range with a few buddies and a club on campus, and I was a little nervous because I was like, "Oh shit, this is like a weapon kind of thing." And I swung a sword, but like this is kind of different. Like this is very different actually.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, because
Yeah.
I think there's like multiple levels you could break it down to. Like there's like the psychological thing of like this is a weapon, and then there's like the actual experience of like knowing how to use the tool, right? And it was fun. Gunpowder smells a lot spicier. I want to say like that's not quite the precise word, but it smells a bit more like it stings the nose a bit more than I kind of expected it to.
Wait, gunpowder or like the smoke that comes out, which I forgot what it's called.
Is that not like the expended gunpowder?
No, that's it's okay. So I'm bad at chemistry, but it's basically the byproduct of like the explosion or.
Okay,
I
well,
don't know
yeah,
what
like
the thing is, but it's not actually gunpowder.
Right. Well,
It's
I'll
like
just
a
say
different thing.
the smell of firing guns then.
Sure. alright.
That was one thing that stuck out to me, and it's also decently difficult to aim. Like, you know, I play shooters and stuff, right? Like, you literally just put the reticle over the thing.
Which gun did you use?
So I shot. I don't know I forget the names, but I fought like a few different pistols. I remember the bullet types. I think I used a 22, a 45. I want to say
Pistols,
50,
okay, I'm sorry.
and then I shot an AR, two different
All
ARs.
right.
And those had like long. They looked like kind of like rifle-ish bullets. Um, yeah.
Did
like,
you use like the iron sights or scope?
I used a variety. I think one of the ARs had iron sights, and the one had like a scope, and then the pistols like varied and stuff.
Could you like? Are you actually like? Could you actually aim the iron sight? Because when I use it with the gun with iron sight, like I couldn't actually aim it because it's hard.
I mean,
So
I hit
with an
the
iron
thing
sight.
till about like 15 meters out, so it wasn't.
15
Yeah, I mean,
meters.
it's not. Yeah,
That's
it's
like
not. It's not.
insanely close.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not far at all. Like, I don't know. For my first time, I brought the shooter target thing, like the piece of paper, home with me. I mean, it's on my wall because I I got a good spread, right? I got a good spread.
Did you learn the spray tan or no?
I got a good spread. Yeah. I can show you guys later, but yeah, it was a fun time. I'm glad I did it. It was nice because I went with a few of the fraternity brothers and stuff, and like they were all like way more well versed in guns and everything. And, like, I come from I wouldn't say a household that's like adverse to guns, but it's just we don't have that in our lives, right? And like if they come from like a
Yeah.
military background, like or whatever, like or they hunt, right? Which one of them does? So it's like it's just in their lives and stuff. And yeah, it was really nice to kind of get them to show me the ropes and stuff. And I feel like a true American now. Like I feel like it's one of those things that like just kind of feels innately American. Just firing a gun, right? Like it's just, yeah, freedom, weapon, individuality, kind of thing. So,
I won't comment on that, but like when you actually went to the range, like
that was my response as well. About
yeah, I mean, when you went to the range, like what did you like? Well, okay, I assume they had like safety regulations and everything, but like, what did you like actually do? Did you like go and just like fire a pistol at a target for like a few different types of pistols or whatever, or like did you have like did they have like I don't know, you have to like hit a bottle
yeah, there
or
was like
something?
no, there was like a basic orientation kind of thing, and it'd be like, okay, like never point it at anybody, always like keep your finger out the trigger.
Yeah.
This is what a safety is, like this is how you hold it correctly, kind of thing. I thought that would last a lot longer, but they were pretty casual about it. Which made me a little nervous, but then like I don't know, thankfully nobody like just violated the safety things and like just did anything crazy or whatever.
Yeah.
But like yeah, we put I mean you could adjust the targets like different distances, but a lot of us were like newbie shooters, so it was like the 15 meters, and then I think I shot one like 30 meters with the rifle, whatever, and that one was hard because I can't because with the 50-meter one I can see the bullet hole after I shoot, so I can kind of adjust. Like actually, okay, well I hit there kind of thing. But the 30-meter out one, like I can't see the bullet hole at all. So it's like, am I hitting it or not? And then I realized like for one that I had hit so I'd lined up targets on my sheet of paper like vertically, and I was aiming for like the middle one, but I completely missed them and I hit the ones on the bottom with the AR. Like I don't know. And then I think someone told me later that the sights were calibrated a little weird or something. But yeah, and
the zeroing is off.
Yeah, like
sorry.
because
Yeah.
they explain like there's an angle in the scope. I thought the scope just like went in a straight line, but no, it like dips down a little bit.
You have
Yeah,
to zero it basically.
yeah, it dips down to kind of intersect with the line of your fire, yeah, and everything.
Yep.
But
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, so I mean, you never have to deal with that part in video games, right? It's always just okay, put dot over enemy head and push button.
Wait,
and
how long did you actually shoot for?
It was like 2 hours. It was a long
The
time.
AR,
I mean,
the
I
AR.
was the AR.
Yeah.
I probably went through
like holding and shooting and aiming the AR.
I want to say like 10 minutes. I probably went through like 3 magazines, I want to say. They're
Okay.
probably like 20, 25
The part
shots each,
where-
I think.
The part where like it was hard for me is that I couldn't keep like rifles like completely held up and like still for like a very long time because I'm too tired. So
Right. I don't think I
the
got
aiming
to, I don't
starts yeah.
I don't think I got to that point. It was kind of weird because you like hold basically the barrel of the gun. There's like a section on the gun that like is meant for you to hold, but it just felt weird to like hold the gun there. Like I was hoping for like another handle or like a different kind of grip or something. I don't know, but yeah. And also I'm left-handed, so things were a little like different for me. Like like it's on like because the guns are designed for right-handed people. It's like the safeties on the other side and everything, so it's like it was a little clunky, but you know, a left-handed man navigating a right-handed world for like 21 years, so I get some practice.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unlucky.
Right-handed scissors rip.
Not much.
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. It feels pretty bad, but
It's just inconvenient, but that's fine.
yeah. Anything else you want to talk about for the gun range?
Oh yeah. Like I think.
I mean, do you think you're gonna do it
Oh
again?
yeah, absolutely. When I have
Yeah,
like my
no,
own
you're
income
fine.
and like just kind of establish.
Do you think you're gonna buy a gun?
fully.
That's what I'm curious about.
I definitely intend to. Yeah, dude. I think you like. I think especially if you live in the United States and you don't have one.
That's good. That's
You're
good.
kind of dumb. So. Yeah, like I don't know, especially the way the country's going. and
Probably
everything,
just get one for
so-
self-defense,
Yeah.
to be honest. Yeah.
I mean, depends on where you live, I think.
like hunting or whatever.
Well, I mean, do
Not
you have
so
interest
much,
in like some of those other
But
hobbies?
it might
uh,
I might develop an interest
like
just like
hunting
as
and
an
stuff?
outgrowth
Yeah.
of
'cause I mean that.
guns and all that, but like I don't foresee myself really doing that too much because like it feels like just like the real version of a game, but then the game is so like hyper realistic that like if that's more enjoyable to me anyway. You know what I mean? Well, that's exactly what I said. What did I say?
Wait. The game is not realistic compared to actually shooting a gun, though. Oh, okay. No. I thought you said the game was hyper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the
like
game
it's
being
it's
hyper-realistic
like
is a reference to real
kind
life.
of extended beyond.
Real life is a
Oh,
game, but
okay,
it's
okay.
hyper-realistic.
That's what you're saying. Oh, okay. I see.
So, well, actually, you know,
I mean, it's completely backwards.
no, I was gonna say like it's more like
Yeah.
hyper real.
I mean, it's
but
like a
not
completely
hyper-realistic.
back. Well, go ahead.
I think that's a distinction. Yeah. Anyway, but it's just like you can do it from the comfort of your own home and everything. But
Sure.
I do miss like physical activity and like going out there and whatever. But I don't know. I don't think I would have issues with like shooting the animal and whatever. Like I think some people would be like, oh, you know, it's so the deer is so cute, blah 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 blah. Like I don't think that would like really. Yeah, like
I probably wouldn't have issues. I mean, like, dude, you're eating meat every day. Like, don't be a hypocrite. Like, I don't know. Like it's not like you are like adverse to the idea of like, you know, like if you think about like what the process of eating meat is
yeah. Like
you're
I don't know.
ripping
People
the
are like,
flesh
you know,
from
oh,
the
animal
bone of
lives matter or
dead
whatever, and I'm
animals,
like, okay, buddy, sure.
I mean, if you're a vegan, then at least I can like respect it because you're standing by your principles and stuff. But like, if you're just like a normal person and then you're like saying that kind of stuff, it doesn't hold the same way. Like if you're eating meat and everything. But
Well,
yeah,
depending on what you're hunting, generally speaking, it's good to hunt.
yeah,
What do you
Like
mean
it's
good to
recommended to hunt. Generally speaking,
because
Depending on
a
what
lot of
you-
Oh, like to cull the
Right.
population of it.
that or sometimes it's like a foreign population that you kind of need to get rid of.
yeah,
Like you can if you like kill
Tiger
like
quotes
there's a
out
lot
of
of
context.
places where
It's a
there's,
foreign
like,
population.
You
need
could
to get
turn
rid of.
in like heads of wild boars for like a bounty
yeah.
Yo,
because like it's like
That's
there's
kinda
two-
cool.
there's two- yeah, it's like they're like herding like crops and shit. So
Yeah, because it's like an invasive
Bounty.
species,
Put it-
right?
right, yeah, exactly.
dude, that's
So-
kind of cool. I need to find some
in
friends
a lot
to
of
do that with.
places, it's generally like it's generally a good thing to hunt.
Yeah.
Especially, so
I mean, I think hunting is probably the thing about like guns and stuff that's like actually really cool because I don't know that kind of more.
Takes you back to your roots as like the hunter gatherer days.
No,
you know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
no. If
Okay,
you want to
let's
do
not go
that, you
that
better
far.
be using like fucking like throwing spears and shit. You're not guns is
No,
like no. That's not.
Hacks. Yeah, I know, but
That is
like
not.
it's closer than fucking ordering at McDonald's,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean,
Well, I
it's,
mean, but
like,
if you're
a more
ordering
rustic
McDonald's, you're
hobby.
not claiming to be fucking going back to your roots.
Yeah, going back to my roots and ordering McDonald's just like how my ancestors did 1,000 years ago. But yeah, I mean, I think like part of it is like it's very like rustic, right? Or I don't know how else to put it, but it's like a much more like natural hobby. Like it's kind of like camping or like fishing in that sense.
Yeah. I don't think I have the temperament for fishing though. I think I'd just be like,
I think hunting you need to be
doing
quite
something
patient
else.
as well, right? I'm not too
I
sure.
don't know shit about hunting. Like
Uh,
actual
that's-
hunting, I don't know. I think it
No,
depends
that's-
on what you're doing. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah,
people that
I guess.
have they kind of just go out and shoot like fucking gooses and shit. That's
Yeah,
feel
I
like
mean, I
it's
guess that's
probably
fair. Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about with guns?
nah. Everybody should fire them. Everybody should know how to use one. I think it's like
says okay.
slightly
Never mind.
character building.
Never mind. I'm not gonna
Yes.
mock you, but okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I mean, we can talk about social gaming, evolution of gaming in Twitch.
So what do you mean by social gaming? Whoever put this down.
So we were talking about how there's like a brand of modern games that are based more around like it's the social aspect than the competitive aspect. So Among
I think
Us,
these always been around though.
Minecraft, but I'm saying they're more popular now than they were.
I guess. Would you put battle royales under this genre because you could like play as a squad and everything?
No, I wouldn't. Actually, it depends on.
Like Fortnite,
they're
would.
not so social gaming, but Fortnite's a pretty good example of how it's like a non-competitive game. Where like most
Fortnite
of
isn't.
the people that play aren't like trying to like ladder and shit, because right. So
Yeah, I mean, it's very different because most, or like the games that you can think of like with a competitive setting, like League and Overwatch and that kind of stuff, it's like a lot of the end goal of the game is just like, for most people, I won't say it's for everyone, but like to just like ladder,
Yeah.
right? Like to get higher rank.
most of it's to climb. Yeah.
Yeah, which like
Right.
that kind of experience doesn't exist in like Among Us or in Minecraft or with like Fortnite, right? Like those kind of things. Like there isn't like a ladder that you climb. Which
Right. Yeah.
Like how
I
would
think
you even implement a ladder? Right? Like how would you?
Well,
I guess you'd
Apex
have
has a ladder.
competitive. No, well, yeah, but that's like a battle royale.
Oh, sorry, competitive. Like
What you're talking about in Among Us, right? But I'm just talking about how it's interesting that games are kind of they're very popular social games that are not meant.
I wonder
to,
how much
to
of
be
that-
competitive.
I wonder how much of that is a function of the fact that we haven't been socializing because everybody's been indoors.
I think that's a
I don't know.
huge
I feel like.
factor.
Do you actually think that? I feel like most gamers don't go outside, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's just gamers that are enjoying these games, right? It's like a lot of
Yeah.
normies
Yeah,
too.
but it's also popular among the gaming the gaming community.
Yeah, but I think like okay, I think it's a part of
Yeah,
it.
well, because I think the gaming
Right,
community
yeah, it's part
has-
of it. It's a
is
part
still
of it.
playing their League of Legends, their Overwatches, their whatever's, right? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
the big influx is of normies, right? Who are just kind of inside, be like, because if this is a game that rewards social interaction or whatever, or at least like simulates it and complements it, then it's I think it's the normies that are flocking to that, right? I don't really. Well, I don't like Among Us for like different reasons, but if I'm thinking in my mind, oh, I want to play a game, like the game I instantly hop to is not Among Us, and I would count myself as like a relatively like casual, like quote unquote gamer, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, here I have a proposition as to like why. Okay, so I think part of it is about like Corona and like the lack of actual interaction, and I think like part of that manifests in like Twitch, because I think Twitch in the past few years, like it's basically like at this point, like this year and like maybe starting like last year or something, it's basically starting to get to the point where Twitch is entering like the quote unquote internet mainstream, if you will, where it's basically like the go-to for games in like the Western culture. And so when content creators are, and part of the reason why I think social games are getting more popular is that it's like a natural progression for me, because like at the first part of like when the platform first exists is that like you need to have creators that specialize in what they're good at, kind of thing, where like to build a brand you first need to like have a reason for people to come to your streams. And so right now, after like because Twitch is growing as a platform, like a lot of the popular streamers now have like kind of grown out of what they originally started doing. Like, you know, Pokimane used to only play League, and then like Toast used to play only Hearthstone, or like you know, that kind of stuff, where like now a lot of the popular streamers have built a brand for themselves, so they're able to explore different avenues. And I think social gaming, for a lot of them, it's partially, yeah, I think it's partially because of the fact that Corona exists, and they want to be in that kind of have those kind of social interactions with other people. But I think also part of it is that like once there exists enough big streamers and there exists a market for games like Minecraft and like Among Us, it was natural for like this kind of trend to be like move away from basically the competitive games and to like move towards more casual gamers, if you will, because like I think that's more representative.
Now, okay, so now the question is, do you think this trend will stay after coronavirus?
No, I think it'll die down.
Well, okay, I think it'll die down to a certain degree, but I think it'll basically my opinion on it is that like Twitch, the popular Twitch streamers have basically branched off from like the competitive stuff. So like before, competitive streamers, or sorry, the top Twitch streamers were basically existed as like the only source of like content, because they have both the competitive and like the quote unquote casual. Like they're not really casual, but like they have that casual appeal with the live streams. But now, like basically with the popular streamers emerging, they've kind of like branched off to be the casual streamers, or like casual gamers, if you will. And then the competitive part is basically taken by the esports. So like they kind of like exist in different realms, and like the prior competitive streamers, if you will, are like competitive game streamers are kind of like on the out. That's my opinion.
Kind of like how like just games as a hobby are kind of slowly seeping into like the being, I guess, normalized, even though I don't really like using that word, but like normalized.
I feel like gaming's been in like the mainstream and normalized for a while now.
For the internet mainstream, I would say so, yeah.
Like just like for a general, because like I mean, gaming is not just like League and Overwatch, right? There's also like Candy Crush and like Pokemon Go.
I mean, that's true.
So. Yeah, but like those came after like, you know, the Halos, the, I don't know, that's what comes to mind at the moment. But you know what I mean? Like the like the back in the day, like the nerdy games, right? Like you
right. But that's what I'm saying.
I'm
saying like games have been in like the mainstream and like been pretty normalized for, you know, a good half decade now, if not the
I mean
half a decade is not a lot of time for society to kind of shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely still.
I'm saying it's been in the main. Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's still relatively a relatively new thing, I would say. Like most people, okay, games are still like overall they're like older, but like as being like in the mainstream kind of thing, it's still relatively new. I think like Twitch and stuff is like starting to get to the point where it's like reaching not like actual mainstream, but like internet mainstream, where like basically everyone on the internet who you will talk to will know or experience like Twitch as like a regular thing they do, right?
Yeah. But gaming is a lot larger than Twitch. Twitch side is definitely very not in the mainstream, but gaming, I think in general, is definitely in like the actual mainstream.
Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, I think I remember somewhere like a stat that was like gaming brought in even like way more money than like movies.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely.
The industry is much bigger. Like, there's more people.
Like, if you like open up like App Store or Google Play, it's like You know, it's games. They're all just games,
Yeah.
Games.
right? Like now, you're making films of games, right? Not there's like mainstream films based on games because they think it'll sell.
Yeah.
And they would be right? So
Now the pendulum needs to swing the other way, and then you start making more movies based off games. Dude, Overwatch movie? I'd watch the shit out of that, dude. Or like Uncharted movies, or like Last of Us movie. Dude.
Last of Us is a movie.
Basically, yeah.
It's basically it's narrative.
Basically, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
CK2. I think that's you two, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah. I mean, we've been playing this game. I'm actually curious if Skylar would be into it because I think he might be. I'm not sure. It's not a shooter, so
I downloaded it, but
you
I
might be
haven't
interested.
like launched and like played it.
You might be interested. I'm not sure though.
I have the feeling
But-
that Skylar would probably not enjoy this type of game as much, but
Is it like
I could be wrong.
is it a really heavily strategy based game?
it falls under the category of grand strategy, which is like the term used for like
Yes, but you
Paradox,
don't.
yeah.
It's very different from other strategy games. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. You actually don't have to think that much, in my opinion. There's not a lot of thinking.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not hard thinking.
There's
I would
like-
say.
Yeah,
I think I said
it's
this
not
before,
hard
but
thinking.
there's a sweet
You won't
spot
get,
of
like,
thinking
this-
that I'm willing to do in games.
You don't think a lot. There's not a lot of like outplaying by strategy. There's like almost none of that.
Wait, then what do you do?
It's about like
I mean,
planning.
it's like a strategy RPG game. Yeah, it's more planning than anything else. To be honest, like the strategy, and it is mostly planning.
Well, okay, so the
In
reason
that
I don't
sense,
think
yeah.
Skylar would
Yes.
enjoy. Okay, so you're saying like that you don't. There's like a sweet spot in games for like how much you want to think, but like the only thing that you do in this game is really thinking. Like the actions aren't just like you experience.
There
the
is
event,
no
right?
like,
But,
there is no there
yeah,
isn't
there's
like
no
a,
mechanical part.
there
of the
isn't
game.
skill. Yeah.
Yeah.
There isn't any
There isn't
skill.
mechanical skill. No, it doesn't. There, it doesn't. There is no mechanical skill. I'm saying.
Mechanical
Like, it doesn't
skill,
require
yeah.
you to click
Mechanical
fast
skill.
or be able to aim or anything. It's like but it's a sandbox game, so there isn't an end goal. It's not like you can win, but you're just like playing it to have fun, kind of thing.
Is this like kind of like Risk, like where you like try to take over the world or something?
No, Risk is definitely more of a strategy game than this.
Oh wait, I
Or
thought this was
more
basically
of a
like
thinking.
digital Risk. Wait, what is this?
No, this is like I don't know. It's kind of like if you like
Can you explain the premise of the game to me?
actually imagine Risk, but you add in heavy RPG. Yeah.
That sounds
So
very
the combat
strategy based.
it's like Risk, but you add in RPG and you add in like a build like a city sim. You know what I'm saying?
This sounds really strategy based. What?
It is strategy. It's literally it's under grand strategy. It is a genre of games, but it's not. There's not a lot of thinking. You don't have to be like. There isn't like outplays by like in chess for example.
Do you play against other people, or is this like against an AI?
I mean, so like there's a single player game, but we usually play multiplayer, right? So we basically just both exist in the same world. We don't have to interact with it if we don't want to, but we can.
We generally
Yeah,
try to
we-
help
we
each
usually
other
do.
here and there.
Right? Yeah.
No.
Because it's more fun, right? So
Maybe I'll try it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I think actually I think Michael will probably give a better explanation of what the game is like. Also, just
Yeah,
because
so-
he's better with this kind of stuff.
well, okay, like basically, I don't know what Risk is, so I can't really like use that as a comparison point. But like, basically, it's like you can control. Well, it's set in like around.
Oh, actually, a better way was like imagine if you were just playing as like a medieval like ruler.
Yeah.
So like either a king or like a count, and then you're basically it's like that simulation.
Yeah,
You're simulating
so
that essentially.
it's basically like
pretending
you're
you're, like-
playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
probably a
play,
better
Nice.
explanation.
you play as like either like a it doesn't matter, but like you play as like a ruler, like a duke or an earl, and then like, you're playing as like your dynasty, which basically means like you're playing as the family, your family tree kind of thing. So
Right, but in
Well-
general, you're only just playing as the one character.
Yeah.
Character, but your whole goal is to
yeah, so
You're playing as
basically the
your
idea is that
dynasty.
you're playing as like you play as one character at a time, but like when you die, the game doesn't end. Like, unless your like dynasty is like doesn't have other people. But the point is like you're like playing kind of as one person, but like you have the goal of like a country kind of thing. So it's kind of supposed to simulate that like medieval experience of like you want to further your country as well as your like own personal goals, but you also have like goals beyond like when you like that person dies. And then
So
like
is it like this one continuous game state? So you're just always developing your whatever, or do you like restart?
Yeah.
Like
you don't
other rounds,
restart unless you restart a game. So imagine a Minecraft save, right? So you don't really restart
Okay, yeah,
unless
that's what
like
that's-
new world.
right.
Yeah.
So it's like Minecraft. Okay. Well, the
Right,
Minecraft
yeah, in that
save
sense.
style. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Yeah.
yeah. So
So
I mean,
what is it that you guys like about the game?
It has a really nice blend of like RPG and like strategy. And so it's like you don't, and then it's also sandbox, so it's not like there's a best way to play. So you can like do whatever you want, bait basically. Like you can like say you can like secretly become a Satanist, or you could like or
it's pretty troll,
you
but
could like be a warrior or something, right?
yeah.
You can be like a or like you can be like a I don't know, like a theologian and then study like the stars and shit, or like but generally speaking, you're trying to like make yourself more powerful. So you're trying to, and then that could mean like more rich or like more powerful because your army is larger and stronger. Maybe you have like good. Yeah, it's basically that.
Well, for me, like
It's like
I
a sandbox
yeah.
medieval simulator.
For me, I think like it's a mix. Like for why I enjoy it so much is like, one is that it's a nice game that like we can actually play together. Because, I mean, there's no other way to put it other than like
refuses to play
we don't play
Overwatch.
many games together that like all of us can
Dude,
enjoy.
Overwatch is so fucking
Dead game.
toxic.
I mean, yeah, it's a dude. When I said, I told some of my other friends, like some of my close friends, like play Overwatch, and they're like, Overwatch still is a game people play. I'm like, no.
I mean, I don't mind if it's a dead game because, like, if you think about CK2 is more of a dead game, right? Like CK3 is literally out, right? But we're still playing CK2, so like, I don't care about dead games. Just like Overwatch is so like half of the time you're not actually enjoying it. Is what is yeah. And it's it's the same reason why I like stopped playing Valorant.
No, I don't think I would say half. That's a bit too high. I still have fun with the game. I'd say like 80% of the time I'm enjoying myself. But,
No, maybe like during it, but like after it. Like if you spend 10 hours playing Overwatch, like do you hate yourself afterwards?
Yes, but I think that's not an Overwatch thing. That's like anything I would do for 10 hours, right? Like,
Really? Okay. All right.
Well, I mean,
unless it was like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I've never studied continuously for 10 hours. Like, Jesus.
I feel like maybe it's part of like the game because like Overwatch, there's like if you're trying to climb, it feels like sometimes you win one, you lose one, and then that's like there's a lot of time gone, and then it doesn't feel like you've made much progress.
Oh,
But I feel like
that's definitely not how
games,
I measure it. Like, I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
nice to
okay.
win games and rank up, but like if I'm having fun during the game, like that doesn't matter.
yeah. Well,
All right. Well, for me, like I can't like if I'm playing League, I'm trying to climb, and then I win two, lose two. It's just like feels bad, man.
yeah. Well, I mean, part of it for like, okay, because the
Like,
issue
if I
for
wanted to rank up, I wouldn't play with like Fitzy and Trey and them. Like, I'm higher ranked than all of them.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm sure the Blizzard balance the match making smoothes out. So
that's not true.
I mean, but like, well, I guess my point is like, if I really want to like quote unquote get better at the game and whatever, like I wouldn't be playing with like Zach, right? Zach is fucking bronze.
this is going public, just so you know. Just so you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
Anyways,
my issue with like those types of games is like because you can keep playing them for like there is no end, right? Because like the games themselves are designed so that you can just keep playing because like you reset every game and then like unlike in CK2 where like one save file you take like
fucking
like,
forever.
yeah, you take like 8 hours to play one save file and then
Wait,
like
wait,
at the
wait.
end
8 hours when we play it, but actually a save file takes
Yeah,
way
yeah.
more than 8. Like
Yeah.
like the single player game I started yesterday is probably more than 8 now, and it's been 2 days. So
Yeah. But what my point is,
Yeah.
is like just as an example, right? Like you spend
Right,
like
right,
8 hours
right.
playing the game, and then like technically you can reset and play another game, but like after 8 hours, it's like you feel like you've like accomplished something, and it's like something unique, right? Because like, I mean, like for the most part, when you're playing Overwatch games or League games, like it's not like you accomplished anything unique. Like you didn't do something that was different in that game than the other games you would play, right? Like sometimes there are cases like that where there's like a outlier game, like, but like most of the time it's like, yeah, that was just another Overwatch game, or that was another League game, kind of thing. Where like CK2, like after you play like one game, technically you wipe the save file afterwards, but like that's not just like another CK2 game, right? Like you'll kind of like remember it.
That's like
it's
100%. Yeah, exactly. Like we still remember like what happened in the game from like the game we played like a month ago with Fitzy.
Yeah.
Because like it's very narrative driven as well. Like the game kind of tells a story, and then I mean it's not set in stone because it's like completely it's RNG based, but it's also depending on like what you do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very much a kind of game where like you play it once for a very long time, like in one day, and then you like don't play it for like 2 months, and then you come back to play it again.
Yeah, which I think like I kind of like that as well because well, okay, one of the pitfalls of games like League is that like you can just like I think I talked about this before, but like when you play League, your only hobby is League, right? Like that's like the kind of thing
I don't know
about
if you
League.
said that on yeah, on the podcast.
No. I say that as somebody who used to play League. Like when you
yeah.
when you're like a League player, you don't have like other modes, right? Like most people, a lot of people who play League are like League players. Like that's their kind of entire person.
Existence.
Like they don't.
That's their entire person.
No, I'm not joking.
That's your personality.
That's your personality. Like being a League player is
It's
a
also
personality
for a lot of
trait.
people, yeah.
Yeah,
For a lot of
okay.
people, yeah.
And I used to be like that. Like I used to be
Same.
somebody who like only played League, right? So like
Dude, a lot of like
League
700
players.
games in like one season, like 2 seasons in a row.
yeah, same. Like something like ridiculous like that, right? So like some of the like good stuff about like casual games or like more casual games like CK2 are like
Yeah. It's like don't starve.
yeah, like
Suck at
once
it.
you finish, like you don't want to just like keep playing kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Like earlier to yeah.
And then each experience is like more unique and like it feels like at the end you're to me it feels more like I'm like accomplishing stuff, which like in a lot of ways like yeah, like League you can say that or like League or Overwatch you can say like you're having fun like 80% of the time, but there's like different levels of enjoyment to it, right? Like do you know what I mean?
No, like different enjoyment within relative to the games, or like within the rounds. Like like one round of Overwatch is way more fun
like
than the other. Or...
you like enjoyment isn't like a on or off thing, right? Like okay, so an example is like
yeah.
When you watch YouTube videos, there's YouTube videos that you like really look forward to, and then there's like YouTube videos that are like, yeah, I'm watching this, but like I'm not that happy about watching it. Like I'm just watching it to kind of like fill the time, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So like I think like the thing that competitive games do is they make it easy to like keep playing. So like for me at least, how I ended up seeing it in the long run is like a lot of the time it was just like a time filler that like I would probably enjoy a little bit or enjoy as a whole, but like it takes up more time than like a game that like if I were to sit down and play, like I would actually like really enjoy. That's just kind of how I view it personally. Anything?
Yeah, it's a different style for sure. Like I maybe I understand better after I played CK2, right? Like I guess what are those?
Yeah.
What are there any games within that genre that I've played?
Like the thing is like I guess I'm just really burnt out on like laddering games. League, Valorant.
Well, I also feel like just based on the way you talk about like your perspective on it, your objective is to rank up, and you're like, unless you really stick the fucking time into it, you're not gonna get to like the top rank, right? Like
Yeah.
So like that has never really been my objective. I mean, obviously, like I remember, makes me feel good in like the kind of monkey brain way that it does. Like it doesn't matter.
Wait,
that
so like,
much to me.
so you're saying like you actually thoroughly just enjoy playing Overwatch still, even though you've poured a lot of time into it.
Yeah, like the moment
you haven't gone bored at the same thing.
I mean, like I've gotten tilted and like you're just kind of like, okay, I need to just stop for today or whatever. I get like a little bored of it sometimes, but like I still overall enjoy the moment to moment gameplay. Like it's still really like a really well polished, really well made game. You know, bugs notwithstanding, the occasional bug that there is, like glitches or whatever. But like you know, I just I enjoy the game, right? Like I put that screenshot and actually wait, you're not in Overwatch anyway. But like I put like I save the I save clips that I have stuff and like sometimes I'll rewatch them and be like, yeah, that was fun kind of stuff. So I do enjoy the moment to moment gameplay. Like why else would I play the game, right? If I didn't fucking enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I think like I guess like not everyone is like that because I think like it would be very hard for me to go back to one of those competitive games now that like I've like moved on and like you know there's always that like once you've like it's like I've experienced it and like I know like I enjoyed it at the time but like I can't do it again kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is it weird that the thing I thought of was like an ex-girlfriend?
No, I mean, well, okay. I mean, I think like the other thing that I've done something similar is like gacha games. I don't know if I'll ever get back to gacha games, but I've.
See, gacha games one thing like I actually just enjoy playing it right now. I don't really, you know, it doesn't take up a lot of time, right? For me at least.
Yeah. I mean, like everyone has their own thing that they enjoy. So like, I mean, like if you like Overwatch, I'm not saying like you should stop and stuff, but it's not something that I could play with you for sure. Like,
what it sounds like is that you both have
various
ascended beyond ladder games and just like have like a new level of maturity, and you just play games different, man. But Skylar's still back there with his monkey brain, like click heads.
I don't have anything against shooters. I mean, I think shooters are fun, but I think ladder games. The thing is, like, I guess if I'm not trying to actually climb, then the game is not very fun. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't like to try hard that much. Like I think it also helps the fact that I play with like Fitzy and Trey and like and Choi and all them. Like it makes the experience more enjoyable, right? Like we get to shit talk each other, and we get to like compliment each other when we make like good plays and everything. Like that social aspect of it definitely boosts my enjoyment of the game and stuff. It also keeps my toxicity in check, right? It's like, oh, I know these people, I can't just like unload on them when they fucking make a bad play or whatever.
Well, I mean, like, playing games with friends like makes the enjoyment like.
Dude, that's the most like basic conclusion we could have gotten out of this. Yeah, games with friends, fun.
Game friend fun, yes.
Bro.
Wow, who would have thought?
All right, then let's go on to the next one.
All right, if Michael were to be arrested, what would the rest of us assume that he had done? Tax fraud.
It's hard.
Tax fraud?
Really?
Really?
You think so?
I think it'd be like
that's hard to do.
It would be like
on purpose.
It would be like is it blue collar or white collar crime? It's like the type of crime that's like white yeah, I don't know, whatever. White collar crime where he's like it's not, you know, like I don't think Michael would rob a bank or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Michael would be committing white collar crime. He'd be like, "Oh, I helped my boss hide like $3 billion in offshore accounts or like other shit like that." You know what I mean? Like he fucking laundered money or whatever. That would be my guess.
What would my guess be? I don't know. I feel like white collar crimes is low because I don't think because like that kind of stuff is like you have to do on purpose. But there's maybe there's other stuff.
You think you'd get arrested on accident?
I mean, yes, a lot of people do.
Because like he doesn't do any substances. He doesn't like. He's generally like, quote unquote, good boy, right? Like, what would he do? It'd be like something that has the skills for it, and I feel like he would, you know, take the calculated risk and be like, I'm pretty sure I can get away with this, right? Because a lot of people do.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
I think it's interesting that you went with that one because like I would think something more like hacking or something like more
hacking
digital.
I would think I think what if like maybe a group that maybe a Discord server that Michael's in, or maybe like a, I don't know, a Snowbound group, and then no, it's not him, but like say like the leader of the group or some people in the group were doing some bad stuff. So that's possible. They'll take you in and then on suspicion of of being complicit with whatever bad thing that they did.
Or
Okay.
Michael becomes a Discord mod in a server that grooms people or something.
Well, I assume you mean like illegal activities like terrorism or something, right?
Yeah, like that, or like money laundering. It could be.
Yeah.
Same money
Whatever.
laundering, dude. That's
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the same.
No,
thing.
but I'm saying not. But I'm saying that it's not that he actually did it. But I'm saying it's like maybe a group, like an internet group that he is in, and then some people in the group got caught, right?
oh,
Yeah.
they just
That's
bring him
what
in,
I'm
but
about.
he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems way more.
That would
likely,
probably
but-
be my guess. That'll probably be my guess. All right.
Okay. All right.
All right. Then what about Skylar?
Is it my turn?
No, yeah. So like for you, what would it be? Dude, I think it would be like he beat up a person in a drunken
yeah, like
rage.
a drunk fight or
drunken
something.
rage.
That's probably what would happen, honestly, if I were to be arrested.
I mean, that doesn't even sound that unlikely. Well, okay, like it's probably even like happened before, but you just didn't get arrested for it or something.
No, what? But you're right. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, man, talk shit, get hit. Am I right? I know. I love that. I love that ethos. It's just like, hey, man.
No, that's not how that works.
Mono y mono.
You can't just punch someone because they talk shit. What the fuck?
I'm saying that's the way the world should be.
I mean, wait. So do you think when you talk shit, people should punch you?
Yeah, we should fight. These kids smack talking me in Overwatch. All right, I'll throw hands. Where are you at? Come at me.
That sounds very likely. I think Skylar would.
But that would be my guess. If suddenly we're like Skylar's gone, and then we hear rumors how he got I don't know, he got thrown in jail or something. Probably.
No, he'll probably like come back to us because like if you get like arrested for that kind of stuff, it's probably like you just
I just get fined or something. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then he would come back and you'll have a story to tell. He'll be like, yeah, we got arrested by the
Lock
police. I had to
county
pay
jail
like
overnight.
yeah, I had
For
to pay like
for the
$500 or whatever.
No, I'm pretty sure you probably get it's probably a bail, right? You come out on bail, and then they'll give you a date if they press charges. That is, and then Scarlet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, then Tiger. What do you guys think Tiger would do if he were to get arrested? Or no? It's hard, but like I feel like maybe it would be related to like
Sex scandal.
what the fuck?
Wait, what?
Is it
I heard
sexting people?
sex something.
Sexting.
Sexting people.
Sex scandal.
Oh,
Sex scandal.
No,
What the
because what I was
fuck?
Wait,
thinking
how do
was
you get
like,
arrested for? How do you even get
let me
arrested
finish.
with that? It's not even illegal.
What I kind of imagined was that his singing career would take off and then he'd be huge, and then like all the gold diggers would come out of the woodworks and be like, "Ooh, got to give me some of that," and then turns out one of them, maybe faked an ID or something, and no, I don't know.
What the fuck? No, now. I'm talking about like now.
Oh, right now.
Yeah, so
Right
not in
now.
the hypothetical scenario where IA become the president, but talk about like now. Yeah.
I mean, maybe like some like you get detained like for like some immigration thing. Because,
Illegal
like,
alien.
yeah, because like I don't know, some like stupid country or county laws or like state laws are like passed about like removing people from the U.S. or something. Like I feel like that would probably be pretty likely. Like obviously
Really?
it's not
Okay.
gonna happen, but like
If you're talking about hypotheticals, then for Skylar, I changed my answers to selling state secrets to the Japanese.
What?
what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, like, say like you go to Lockheed or something, right?
And I joined the
And
Department
then
of Defense.
and then waifus come and be like, "Yo, don't know how the fucking planes work,"
Dude,
Oh,
fucking,
God.
what's her name? They send Kaho Shibuya after me and be like, Like just like, you know.
So how does
Hey.
your fighters? I don't know. I really don't know.
So tell me about that new propulsion system you guys have developed. You're like,
So it's like, yes. What else
Yeah.
would you need, ma'am?
here's a thumb drive with all the files. Here's another thumb drive with supplementary documents explaining them, and here's a third thumb drive with all the documents translated in Japanese. Anything for you, my queen.
Yeah. Talking hypotheticals out. That would be
I feel like
yeah.
no, I definitely feel like that would be a weakness of mine though. Weak against women.
Selling military secrets to the Japanese.
Literally. Dude, I have the Batman weakness, man. It's just women.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on this topic?
All right.
No, I think
No, I mean I feel like that's light-hearted topic. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Let's move on then.
So the next one, okay. So I'm curious about this. So I haven't really heard of. So before starting college, I haven't really heard of imposter syndrome, and since starting college this fall, I've been hearing like pretty much every fucking day.
So do you want to kind of introduce
right?
what
So, but like for myself, like I haven't really ever had this. So
no, like what
to
is
me,
imposter
I was
syndrome?
surprised. Oh, I think another person. I think one of you guys could probably explain it a bit better. But from what I know, is that it's just like you thinking that like you're like not as qualified, or like you're like fake or something, or like your success is like not real, or something. Something like that.
Well,
I'm not
okay, so,
100%
like,
sure exactly what.
Basically, to like rephrase that, I guess, like imposter syndrome is like something that people feel when they have accomplished something, and generally it feels like it's something that they feel they don't deserve in a certain way, because like sometimes it's because like they think that they just got lucky, or they were in the right place, right time kind of thing, and so they feel like they don't deserve the kind of quote unquote success that comes to them. So like generally, like the prerequisites is that you need to
Okay,
have...
so that's why I don't have it, because I'm not successful. So
yeah. So the prerequisites is it has to
okay.
be something that you feel is like successful, like something that you feel like is actually something that you had to work for, like basically like something that you like. You have to feel like you achieved something first, and then you have to feel that you don't deserve that achievement because like either you didn't, you don't feel like you worked hard enough, or like you don't you're not qualified, or like you just got lucky kind of thing. So that's like a common reasons why people would have imposter syndrome. But like the prerequisite is that you have to feel like you accomplished something.
So that's why I don't have it. But I keep hearing about it like in emails or like meetings, but like they'd be like, if you have this
I don't
problem,
think it's
you should talk to a
specifically-
counselor.
I don't think it's specifically about having achieved something. I think it's from what I've seen, it's more like the inverse. It's like you haven't achieved anything. You feel like you're just faking it.
No. But like,
Anyways, I'm curious about if you guys have experienced this. So yeah.
I guess it's not like really about achieving. Well, it's like being in a position. I guess. Like sure. I guess another way to put it is like if you're put in a position to, or you're in a position where you've like, of like, that normally should have like you should have achieved something, but then like you haven't done anything to actually like get to that point. I guess is like another way to put it. Like if you're like a famous YouTuber, like okay, the example that Tiger's bringing up is like they're getting into Vanderbilt, right? So like getting into the school as the achievement.
So I originally thought that you guys probably have these as well, but Michael said that it's not a large focus at his school. But I keep getting emails about this, and I'm just like, all right.
I don't know if it's a large thing, but I definitely hear about it and stuff. So I just Google it real fast. Imposter syndrome, also known as imposter phenomenon, imposterism, fraud syndrome, or imposter experience, is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their skills, talents, or accomplishments, and has a persistent, internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the definition that they gave me. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, I've never experienced
sums that
this.
up
I
really
think
well.
I'm like way too arrogant to feel this, but yeah.
I think it ties into like a more meta concern I have, which is like, I like I've forgotten so much of like the stuff that I've supposed to have learned from my degree that it kind of worries me. Like it
Yeah.
just feels
I
like,
mean,
wow, what the hell am I doing? Like I don't know, and like I feel like my memory's really going to shit, which is kind of sad because like I remember having a pretty good memory as a kid.
I guess
the
in that
one thing that I
sense.
learned,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
one of the things that I learned going through like the military thing is that everyone learns on the job,
Yeah, I agree.
pretty much. You like, yeah, that's yeah.
That's
So
what I
like
learned
not
through
just
my
like us, but
internships
also
as
like the
well.
professionals. They like don't know shit,
Yeah.
but then they teach you, and then you just learn like on the spot, pretty much. Which is kind of worrying if like if your job is national defense, but
I don't think they
anyways,
fucking just hand
that's
me
just the
that
way it is.
post like right off the bat. It'd probably just I have to like work up to that and whatever.
Well, I mean, okay, so that's like.
But I guess your broader question was like, do we have it, right? Like, do any of us experience
Yeah.
this?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Michael, were you gonna say something?
I mean, if you have something to say, I can go after.
No, I was just.
Well, okay,
Do
so
I have-
I think like there's two parts to it. So one is like, okay, so you're saying it's basically a big issue at Vanderbilt. Like for me, basically the thing is UCSD.
I have no idea if
doesn't-
it actually is a big issue, but all I know is that they like to focus on this.
Yeah. Okay.
'Cause,
So
you know,
UCSD doesn't focus on it because like basically like the long and
you
short
don't
of
have
it
to say.
is-
I mean, I know because we talked about this.
yeah. Well, okay. I mean,
earlier.
the long and short of it is like getting into UCSD is like UCSD is like self-aware to the point where like they know that like it's not that good of a school. So like people who get into UCSD are also like not gonna say that this is like an achievement. So it's like, as I said before, like part of the prerequisites to being like having imposter syndrome is like having accomplishments or being in a position that is like privileged, kind of that you like basically you don't deserve. And most people at UCSD don't like think of themselves that way because like I mean, they don't see UCSD as like kind of a privileged position or an accomplishment, which is part of the reason why it's like less prevalent here than like a more privileged school like or not privileged, I guess, but like prestigious school like Vanderbilt.
That might be why I don't have it because I don't really see it as an accomplishment or
Yeah.
you know.
So
any
then
of
I
that.
guess the second part of where imposter syndrome can come from is kind of what Skylar brought up, which I didn't really like think about before, but like where people who are in their major, like especially if they're like 2 or 3 years in, where they feel like they haven't actually learned that much because like I mean it's actually pretty common that like in college you don't absorb a lot of the information because of like how much information is being thrown at you, and oftentimes it's not as applicable. So like there's a lot of times where you feel that you don't have as much knowledge as you maybe should, and that I guess could also be a place where that like imposter syndrome can arise because like you feel that you aren't qualified to be somebody who you can call like a computer scientist or like an electrical engineer or something. I think like for me, I don't experience that the first part because what I explained before, but like the second part is also like if you actually like start having projects and stuff and then you like have stuff under your belt, it's like you can't like be an imposter because like once you have accomplishments that you can like point to as like stuff that's like concrete, this is what I did and like I know I can replicate it. I'm working on stuff like that before or like after, then it's like harder to like have that syndrome because like it's like a work that you can actually be like, yeah, I did that kind of thing.
Okay,
for
so
that
that's an
second
interesting
part.
point because I think it was brought up on Trash Taste or something, but it was basically like one of the guys, I think it was probably Connor, but he was basically saying like sometimes he feels less motivation to work because he knows that what he's working on now is not better than what the best of what he's produced before. So he constantly feels this need to like one up himself, but like what he's working on now is not going to one up is not going to be better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like I don't know where I was going with that, but basically the idea is like wanting to improve and wanting to be able to show that improvement through projects or achievements or work or whatever, and not necessarily falling short, but like being misguided a little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's the most common, or okay, this is something that's been talked about in like VTuber community because imposter syndrome is like, this is actually like the easiest way to probably like quote unquote easiest way or most common way is like if you become like a social media influencer, like somebody who like grows very big and they don't like they have like quote unquote humble beginnings. So one of like the most popular Hololive EN, the second most popular Hololive EN VTuber, had basically imposter syndrome, which like I mean you can see based on like how she reacts to stuff, but like she feels that she doesn't deserve a lot of the things that are happening and like the money and success because like it's like a lot of money, right? And it's a lot of like publicity and stuff. And then she feels that she didn't really do anything to deserve it, which like obviously is not true because like that's how like there's a reason why she's successful, right? Like basically, without going too in depth into it, like her mannerisms and like the work that she put in to like actually become successful. Like there's reasons as to why she's successful, but like she like people who are in that position are often going to feel that like they don't deserve it because like they just like got lucky or whatever. Like that's like a common trend that I've seen a lot for people who cite this as like an issue.
I also think there's an element of the internal standard that you compare yourself against. Because I don't know who you're talking about for the whole, I think, but I think there's
Callie,
for her there's probably like an internal standard where she's comparing herself to, where she's like, oh, to have achieved this level of success, I would have been X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and she hasn't attained that level by her own standards, right? Like, she's the singer one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
she makes
so like
music and stuff.
Yeah, so I think like especially with something non-objective like music, right? Like it might be more difficult to kind of point to. Like maybe Tiger can chime in on this about like what are the kind of data points and marks you use to chart your improvement as a musician, right? Like I mean, it's at least to me, it doesn't seem very. It's not as objective as like, oh, this new design I came up with is 30% more efficient and uses less energy and is lighter and is cheaper, whatever. Like I can literally point to those metrics, right? Like it's different. So
I think for me, it's like if I think the new song that I made is better than the last song that I made.
It's just what you think. Is this your vibe?
For singing, it's very much. A lot of times it's range. Like if I can sing higher, then you're singing better. Obviously, that's not actually the case, but that's a pretty good measurement of if you're improving or not. But for making the music itself, yeah, it's pretty much just like the next song is better than the previous song. Like the song I'm working on now is better than the previous song. Yeah.
I mean,
pretty much.
I think it's hard for us to talk about imposter syndrome because I don't think like, well, okay, like I think the baseline is basically that none of us have like, well, okay, I don't know, I guess I can't speak for Skylar, but like for me and Tiger, we haven't like done anything we felt like it's like an actual accomplishment that we don't deserve, right? Like even though like, okay, it's like I can say that like the game I made, like I'm like proud of it and stuff, but like I'm not like delusional enough to be like, yeah, that was just like a fucking amazing work or whatever, right? Like there's like very clearly it's like not that much of an accomplishment because like I can see the work that I put in and it like directly correlates to kind of like the result. It's not like the result like it didn't blow up and have like 1 million plays or whatever, right? Like that's if that had happened.
How many plays did it get?
Like 20 or some shit.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's double digits.
It's better than shitposting with the lads.
yeah. But like it's but like my point is for it's not like in the case where somebody who like started making YouTube videos or like goes on TikTok or whatever and then like goes viral, right? Like then you can feel like none of the stuff that happened or what you didn't really like correlate to like your success, I guess. But for us, like we don't have anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess.
No, yeah, I think what I feel is not really imposter syndrome. It's more like just general inferiority. So nothing that complicated.
Wait, do you actually think that? Do you actually think that?
Absolutely. I'm probably like much more depressed than you guys think I am, but
Wait, really?
neither here nor there.
I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to talk about it. But like, I guess I would say that like from my perspective, like in terms of inferiority and stuff, like I think that you're like much better than like whatever the average bar is for like people in your like, even if you want to say in your major, in your like status or whatever, like most people aren't motivated enough to like pursue personal projects and that kind of stuff, which like your average person in even working in like engineering fields at relatively good schools like are just people who like often just like screw around in their free time and don't really get much accomplished. So like
Right,
you may,
what I try to remind myself is just more like inexperience rather than like inability. But that still kind of pisses me off. But
well, I mean,
we don't want to get too heavy for this
inexperience.
one. But,
Well, are you like are you referring to like compared to other people in your field? Because like yeah, like right now you don't have that much experience, but that's expected considering like you're in college and you know you don't have that much. I mean, I would say you have more experience than people who are in college in a lot of the things.
well, this is along multiple. I don't know if I'd agree with that, but this is along multiple dimensions, right? Like there's like the professional dimension, there's like my personal life and the personal goals that I have, blah blah, and like maybe
Sure.
my familial responsibilities and X, Y, and Z and all that. So it's not something that can be neatly summarized, but
Yeah, sure. Well, okay. I just mean like as in terms of your work. Not I don't know how to say like work, but like professional ability and stuff. Like I would definitely say that you're. Maybe this is not something that you like are insecure about, I guess. But like I think compared to most people, you definitely are like more capable in terms of like from a professional / like engineering perspective kind of thing.
I don't doubt my writing ability, which I don't know what that says about me, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, we don't have to get too deep into it if you don't want to talk more about it. But we can move on to the next topic.
Tune in next time for my therapy session where cry reveal, maybe, huh? Maybe
What the fuck?
for those clicks.
Fuck.
All right, Spotify and Airbnb.
So this is I'm curious what you guys think about these companies that essentially they don't really make. Actually, honestly, I don't know if I can necessarily put Airbnb completely in this category because I just don't know that much about it. But essentially, I'm talking about companies that don't actually make a profit, like in the long term, like they haven't for you know since it's existing essentially.
Yeah.
And then there's a person that I don't remember who, but somebody said that if like Whole Foods came out with a $10 subscription to get food, they would also get a lot of subscribers, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll actually make profit in the long term.
Wait, so your
I'm
concern
curious
is
what you
about
guys think about this.
your concern is about their monetization model?
It's not because we were talking earlier about how Airbnb and DoorDash went public recently,
Right.
and then but you know most of these companies actually don't make a lot of money, but they're still valued at very insane prices.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
everybody wants to jump on the next
Valorizations.
Facebook or whatever and stuff.
Right, but essentially people are betting that they will make money in the future, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Okay,
So,
so
do you actually
your
think
question
that
is,
they will?
do you think they
This
will?
is my question. Yeah, that's my question.
Okay.
Wait, Spotify definitely will, I think. Airbnb,
Really?
I'm
Think
not
so?
sure. Yeah, because like
Why do you think Spotify will make? Do you see more people subscribing to Spotify?
I mean,
'Cause
isn't it
they-
basically
essentially
like
they either
the
have to-
default music source for like people now?
Yeah, but they still don't. They still don't make a profit because.
Oh, they
like,
don't?
No, they have to either get a lot more people to sign up, or they have to jack the prices. Those are basically.
How many more
No.
people? Like double their user base now, or something absurd like that?
I don't know, but I don't see Spotify growing that much in terms of like user base, especially now since it's even more competitive now.
Oh, is it? I don't know
This
what the
is- but
alternatives
this
to
is not-
Spotify are.
YouTube
In the
Premium,
U.S.
basically.
In the U.S. Well, actually, in the U.S. actually, Apple Music is more popular than Spotify. Now.
Oh really?
Oh shit! I would not have
in
guessed
the
that.
U.S. But in the world, Spotify is still the biggest platform, basically. But in the U.S., yeah, it's Apple. Yeah.
Well, okay, so okay, you can go if you have something to say, Scholar.
I think their approach, and I think the general concept behind it is solid, which is basically like we want to be your kind of one-stop shop place for all your music needs, right? And like, well, I guess they're branching out
Right,
into
but-
podcasts and stuff too.
Do you think it's different than if like Walmart offered you a subscription and then you could basically just get anything you want?
Yeah, no, that's definitely very different. I think.
Why do you think so though?
Well, because
'Cause it doesn't actually.
the material worth of the stuff you bring in and out is like you know, like let's say I go in and I fucking get all the seafood, right? Like that's gonna be different than if Michael walks in and like gets a pack of Oreos or whatever.
Well,
It's
okay,
like the buffet thing, right? Like you
Well, no,
you
right,
pay the same
But
amount.
my point is that Spotify, they're not. Oh shit! They're not selling a software in the sense that it's not like they can just sell infinite copies of Spotify and then have the
Yeah.
cost be the same because
Well,
it's not.
No,
Right.
no, but
well,
in the
kind of, right? Isn't there like a subscription model? I mean, they have to scale up their servers and everything, but like, sort of.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, but they also have to pay like the like for each play, right?
Oh, they do they? I don't know how that works. I thought
Yeah. They pay out to labels and who they pay out to whoever owns the music or podcast, right?
yeah, it's like royalties kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Well, okay, so one of the reasons why I think Spotify is trading so high is because basically I think that things that we actively consume, or like basically anything within the mainstream. So like you brought up like Airbnb and like what, DoorDash before as well, but like these companies.
DoorDash, I really don't know anything. I actually don't know much about DoorDash, but I saw that it went.
Yeah. So
public
what my
recently.
point is though is that like when companies when it's in the forefront of your mind because it's stuff that you use very frequently, it's very likely that you have a higher opinion of them than maybe perhaps they actually have. So like a company like Spotify, where there's a large user base that like a lot of people use, like us, even if it's like even beyond their subscription model, right? Because like people who use Spotify without Spotify Premium, like I use Spotify occasionally, but I never like I don't have Spotify Premium. So like because of the fact that it's like such ingrained into our culture, it's very likely that people have a very positive opinion about it because like yeah, if everyone is using it, then of course it's going to be successful, right? But because like perhaps their monetization model in the long run may not be successful. Okay, like I'm not like on the board, so I don't know what their long-term plan is. Like maybe they have now that they've like gotten to the point where they have like a large user base, maybe they have ideas of like specifically partnering with like artists or something that could make them a lot of money or something like that. I don't know. Because there's like other ways they can make money outside of just like getting more subscriptions or jacking the price up, right? Like they can get like sponsorships, or they can do that kind of stuff where they work specifically with people that and get monies in different avenues and use their platform in a way to make money that way, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I think there's gonna be a critical point where like they get big enough where they can be the one dictating the terms. You know what I mean?
That's dangerous because that's assuming that the government won't break it up when there's a monopoly, which I think.
Dude, they haven't
If
broken
they're
up like
that
Facebook
strong-
or anything yet. They haven't broken up
But
Google
Facebook-
and stuff yet.
I mean, wait, like sometime, right?
That's
like,
true.
literally
They're,
talking about
Facebook's
that right
on the
now.
way. Yeah, I know. Like I saw that in the headlines and stuff. Like it's in the works kind of thing. But I mean,
Yeah. So like,
how many
the thing
years
is-
has it been? How many years have like the Facebook investors had to like make their money back now? So I don't think it's
Well,
like I would definitely like wouldn't count on the government to be.
but like
reliable
the thing is,
or
Facebook is
timely about any of
profitable,
this.
right? The thing is, Facebook is profitable.
So that's the difference here.
Yeah,
Like
so
Facebook actually makes a lot of money.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying is like because okay, so Spotify, okay, Facebook maybe is not that good of a comparison point because like, but like basically it's because Spotify is used by like everyone. A lot of people on the internet use Spotify, and it's like very commonly like known. And even if you don't use it yourself, like you know that it's like kind of a big thing, right? If you're on the internet, you kind of know, and even people like in the older generations will still know like about Spotify, right? So like because it's so big in as like a part of our culture, that like makes the valuation of the stock more because the idea is that like, well, they're gonna figure out a way to make it successful if it's this popular, right? So I'm not on I'm not on the board, so I don't know what their plans are for like making it successful in the future. And maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have plans.
So
or maybe
you think
they don't.
Spotify is here to stay? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I
You
think it's
Spotify
very
will
likely.
still be okay.
Whether I
Yeah, because I agree with Michael. Like the cultural reach and like the prominence of the brand and everything, like that has so much power. Like I don't know if this is accurate, but I think I've heard someone say like half the value of Coca-Cola
The thing
is
is,
basically in their
right
branding.
now Spotify is worth a lot because they're projected to still grow, but eventually you can't grow anymore. And then that's when you really need to start making
Have they hit that
stuff
point?
because you're not gonna. No,
What are the numbers?
But eventually,
What are the numbers?
They will, right?
well, no, but like,
No, but I'm pretty sure they'd be profitable by that point.
Like even if everyone is using some sort of streaming service, there's still it's still a hard call whether Spotify will make a profit or not.
well, yeah. So that's basically what I was saying before, right? Like, I'm not on their board, so I don't know what their plans for the future. Like, if they think, like, if they're right now they don't have any future plans and they don't like have another way of monetizing other than just like, yeah, let's hope for more subscriptions or let's try to like get the price up a little bit or whatever, then I don't know if they're going to be successful. But like, if they have other plans in the future, like other avenues to make money, which I'm sure that like their CEO and like their CFO and stuff, like they have probably ideas of future projects to kind of pursue, then I'm sure they'll probably be successful because like the hardest part of like of making money is
So you're
like
saying
first
basically
getting the
Spotify will
platform.
have to change to be good.
I think if they in the long term they
Wait,
have
what
to have,
did you? You said Spotify has to change.
I don't know if they have to change, but they have to add something else. Like they can't just like if the okay. So I don't know that much about them, right? Like I don't. I'm not somebody who like.
All right, yeah. Enough
Right,
with the
but we don't have to
disclaimers,
talk
whatever.
about Spotify specifically. Because,
But I'm basically
there's a lot
saying
of
if you're
companies
not
that
making
is
money
like
right
this.
now, if you're not making money right now, but you are popular, then like the reason why a lot of people bet on you is that they have belief that you're going to be like make money in the future by like from my perspective at least it would be something that you would expand your brand in some way and use the popularity of your brand to make money in a different way.
I agree with Michael. It's like you're like how many brands would gladly not even brands, like companies would just gladly buy the cultural reach and like the branding really of Spotify, right?
Yeah.
Like to be as widely known as Spotify.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
that's huge.
I think you're overestimating like how or underestimating how large Spotify is in the sense that like for a company this big, branding is like not as profitable as you would think.
No.
know what I'm
Like
saying?
branding is only the door into the like it's basically the door into
So
the
you're
company, right?
basically saying they basically have to work outside of music streaming itself. is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you
So
think.
I'm basically saying that if they want to make money, okay. So like I'm like the branding is basically like a door, right? Like it gives you access to like any amount of like stuff
Yeah,
behind
no.
the door.
So if that's what you're saying is fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that does sound so. Like if Spotify starts selling like headphones and speakers,
Yeah.
you know, if they're like competing with Beats, right, or something.
Yeah.
That would okay, yeah. But I think if Spotify just stays as like the streaming service, I don't think it's a good bet.
Yeah, I
I don't
agree.
think
Like
it's a good
you
bet, 'cause
probably
they're just
won't be
not gonna-
making much money, or like it'll probably stay steady.
Yeah, just like not enough people actually pay for streaming music to make them a profit.
Yeah.
That's basically the problem. Yeah, well, it's not a problem. It's just like that's what. It's basically the
situation, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like we talked about this before with like Crunchyroll and expanding into VTubers, right? But like the hardest part is first getting the platform to be able to do something like that, and then if you can expand into like an adjacent field, like for example, like you bring up like speakers or headphones or whatever, right? But like, getting into that new industry is so much easier if you have like the brand recognition of like a big company, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anything else?
There's a Skylar study abroad thing.
Oh, I was gonna talk a little bit more about like not specifically Spotify, but just like startup stuff.
Oh
in
yeah,
general.
sure. Yeah, let's talk about the other stuff. Do you guys use Netflix much? Do you guys?
I don't.
Not really. I mean, like, and like the Netflix selection of anime is not like the best, and also no.
Okay.
I
Well,
like.
that's kind of another one where it's like it's valued as a tech company, but it's not really a tech. It's more like a media company.
It's gonna go down though. I think it's like because now they're fighting for exclusive licenses, and they're not. Netflix is not gonna be able to compete with like Disney or Amazon, right? Like with their infinitely deep wallets to be able to outbid them for licenses and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that is part of it.
Actually, Netflix was profitable last year.
Yeah,
So,
but I don't know. Like I heard they were bringing up
Apparently.
the subscriptions and like a bunch of stuff isn't on Netflix anymore, right?
yeah.
But yeah, no. The note I wanted to make was about like the Y Combinator, which is like apparently both DoorDash and Spotify are like alum of, and like one of the clubs that I'm in, like really, they're really about like the startup stuff and whatever, and so they really want to kind of emulate their model and stuff, which I want to look into. But just a quick note about that. But finally, about my study abroad thing. Yeah, my study abroad in Japan got fucking canceled, and I'm really salty. Really salty.
What was this?
This was like a week and a half
the-
ago, and they sent me the email, and they're like, "Oh, that's not going to be offered."
Is it for next like when
This was gonna be for this-
program supposed to take?
It was going to be for the 2021 summer.
Oh.
So I thought that would be enough time for things to die down, and also, isn't Japan like doing pretty okay with like with their restrictions and ever? So like life is relatively back to normal for them.
Yeah,
So-
but
but like,
it's more
does
of-
Japan want a bunch of American students
No.
to go to Japan?
Literally,
right
I
now?
would just go there,
That's the question.
I would just take the test before I go, and then take the test when I land, and do the 14-day quarantine, whatever. Then there should be no issue, right?
I don't know what the,
yeah, but
the
like-
travel laws are in Japan, but like you couldn't do that in Singapore if you wanted to. Like if you wanted to do that, you can't. You can't. Like you literally cannot travel to Singapore right now if you're not Singaporean or like you have some like very specific reason to do it.
Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah, which is
so-
I don't know if that's the case in Japan, but it might be. That's also the case for China.
I was gonna figure out
so-
like the not immigration, visa stuff like after I got it, but that's not happening now. But like I wrote like an essay and everything, and I submitted all the documents and all that crap, and now they're just like, yeah, no, and I'm like, God damn it. But luckily, there's a similar program being offered, but it's in Germany, which is not as cool as Japan. But I've never been to Germany, so hey, maybe, right? Like
Where in
and I looked
Germany?
at wait, I have this. Let's see. At Technische Universität Darmstadt, Germany.
Where is
I can
that?
send you guys the link for this program. This one.
Oh yeah, I found it. Darmstadt. It's near Frankfurt. Okay. I asked because I have family friends in Cologne, and my brother used to travel there quite a lot. So that's what I
But
asked.
yeah, it seems really cool. Like technically wise, like just like the technical content of it seems to be even more than the Japanese one. But obviously, like I want to do like the Japanese language classes and like the trips around Tokyo and whatever. And so like
yeah.
that was
Live the weeb
that's yeah. Like if I was able to choose between the two, I would have chosen the Japanese one. But this one still seems like really solid. The one thing I'm worried about now is that because they're narrowing the list of available study abroads so much, like the competition for this one might be a lot more. I don't know, but I'll apply anyway, I guess. But yeah, it seems really, really interesting. This says that they're optimistic that they'll be able to operate relatively normal during the Corona thing, and
That's interesting.
but they also said they have like an option to do it virtually from my home country, if I want, like if I want.
I
So
feel like that defeats
I mean-
the entire purpose of studying abroad, though.
Yeah.
yeah. Also, I'll have to take a call. I'll be right back. But yeah, I think we're about done. But yeah, you guys should keep going if you want. But I have to take this call real fast.
Okay, then we can just wrap it
Sure.
up. I mean,
We can wrap it up, yeah.
yeah, I mean,
What?
I'll just say like quickly about the study abroad stuff. Like, I think like before Corona, I definitely still had some intentions to do study abroad in Japan because, I mean, I've been studying Japanese and stuff, and you know, obviously I'm whatever 5th tier weeb or whatever the fuck you want to say. So it is something that I want to do eventually. They could go to Japan and like experience the culture more in
You
depth.
still haven't went on a Japan trip.
Yeah, I mean maybe sometime.
You've been to Japan, right?
I went to Japan once before I was a weeb.
Oh, but then that's like a long time.
Yeah, it was a
ago.
long time ago. It's been when I went, it was like 9 years ago or something, 9 or 10 years ago. I
Oh,
think.
okay, that's very. Because when I went to Japan, I was a weeb, but then now I'm not. So that's yeah.
Well, I mean, there's like so much more to Japan, like now,
Yeah, I know.
more than just like
Yeah, of course.
anime culture or whatever. So like, I mean, I want to
Of course,
experience
of
both
course, yeah.
sides, right? Like not just the anime culture, but also like the more traditional stuff and like just Japanese culture in general. So I mean, it is something I want to do eventually in the future. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to do it. Like, I don't know when COVID's gonna blow over. Like, maybe it's gonna be the summer after my graduation, but we'll see.
Dude, summer graduation. That's like next. That's 2 summers from now, right? That's summer of
Yeah, I mean,
2021.
hopefully,
No, two.
2022.
Sorry.
Yeah, hopefully COVID
Yeah,
will
sure.
blow over by then, but like, we'll see. I mean, there.
Holy shit.
Who knows? To be honest. I mean, other than that, do you have any final thoughts? Otherwise, we can wrap it up.
All right, we're wrapping it
No,
up then, I
but
guess.
I do want Skylar
Or-
to try Skate 2 with us. I don't know.
Yeah.